Hello and welcome, my third grade friends. Today we are continuing with the Unit 3, Lesson 11. This is our Part 2. Last time we talked about pictographs and tables, and a pictograph uses like a little picture. Today we're talking about horizontal and vertical bar graphs. So I want you to think about, for the word horizontal, when you look out on the ocean and you see the sun coming across the horizon, this line, this side-to-side line, is the horizon. So a horizontal bar graph has the bars going from side to side like that, right? And then vertical is the up and down one, okay? So when we're taking a look here, the title of this graph is Flowers in Mary's Garden. Here along this side we have our what's going on. We have our kind of flower. There's roses, zinnias, and tulips, and then the number of each type of flower from 0, which if like she doesn't really have any, maybe daffodils, that would be on the 0 point of the line if she doesn't have that. But she has all these ones, and they're ranging between 16. You can go to the very edge and trace it down and see that 16, 14 here, and 10 here. If something were to come halfway, like for example, if she were to get one more rose, it would go halfway down to this line. And what's halfway between 16 and 18? 17, right? So often people try to design it so it lines up with the numbers, but every once in a while you'll see one that comes out to some halfway mark or something like that, and you have to sort of gauge it with your brain, okay? So what do the bars represent? The amount of each type of flower, how many tulips are in Mary's garden. Well, I'm going to look to find the bar that describes the tulips, and I'm going to go out to where the bar ends, and then follow the line down to see what number that is, and it's 14. 14 tulips. You can also have vertical bar graphs. The same concept applies. You can sort of see, ooh, sorry. You can sort of see, if you're just to turn the page, it looks almost the same, right? It's horizontal that way. But sometimes it just fits better on the paper if it's a vertical. So here we have our title, Vehicles in Murray's Used Car Lot. We have our number of vehicles here on this side, starting from 0, going up to 40 on the graph, but the highest one is 36. And then down here we have our category of kind of vehicle. We have vans, trucks, and cars. So the bars represent the amount of each kind of vehicle. Vehicle, whoops, and how many more vans than trucks are on Murray's used car lot. So I go first to my vans, and I see there are 24. And the other thing is trucks, right? So 24 is my big bar. And honestly, this comparison bar thing kind of looks like one of these, right? And it's actually like a sideways version. Here's the bubble number right there. And 16 right here. And then to find the difference, we can subtract. So 24 minus 16. 4 minus 6 is not going to work. So we ungroup, leave 10 over there. Now it's 14 minus 6, that's 8. So it's 8 more vans. All right, let's go ahead and turn that page. Now we're going to create a bar graph. Now, if you're doing this, you can check over here, right, and see how they've set it up on theirs. This table says favorite way to exercise as the title. We're going to have the same title up here. Favorite way to, and you can copy the spelling, E-X-E-R-C-I-S-E from the title. This heading, we're going to put sideways right here because we're going to list our activities. So I'm going to put activity, and then I'll put each of those activities, I'm going to put them in the same order just to make it easy on myself as they are in the table. Biking, swimming, and walking. And then here we have our number of students. I'm going to put that down here. Number of students. And because this is set up to be a horizontal bar graph, like putting the categories here will allow me to have the bars going out this way. So this is how you want to set it up. If you have a table, you want to represent it like this in a horizontal one. Okay. So here our biggest number is 14, right? Out of the number of students. Let's see if we can have it count by ones here. Starting at 0, that's so important, start at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no! We don't want it hanging off the side like that, so what should we do instead? Maybe we should count by 2s? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Perfect. 16, 18, 20. That would be great. What if we were to count by like 5s? 0, 5, 10, 15. I mean, it would fit, but it would be harder to graph it evenly. What if we did counting by 10s? 0, 10, 20. All of our graphs would be between here, and it would be kind of hard to see which one is bigger, and it'd be wasting all this space. So what's the best thing to count by? 2s, right? So let's label 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And whenever you're making a graph, you're making these decisions to make the information clear and easy to understand. Sometimes people will make bar graphs on purpose that are confusing to try to like convince you to buy something or something like that. So you have to be careful when you're reading bar graphs, looking at the scale, looking at if it matches the data and the chart, just because sometimes people are kind of sneaky like that. So biking goes out to 12. I'm going to draw my little line here on the 12 and then connect it like this. And if we were doing this on the computer, it would color it in automatically, but we're just going to sketch it in like that. But the important thing is this has a sharp edge right on the 12. Now we're going to go out to 14 for swimming. Connect like that. Connect it like that. Color it in. Very nice. Okay, and then for walking to 10, so we're going to go down to this 10 mark right there. Connect. Connect. I tried to make them evenly thick. This one ended up being a little bit skinnier. That wasn't for any mathematical reason, just because my hand struggled with it a little bit. Okay, so that's our horizontal one. You can see the bars are horizontal. Our vertical one, we're going to have our categories down here and then our frequency, our numbers going up here, starting at 0, right? So the title of this graph, favorite team sport. Favorite team sport. Over here, we're going to have our number of students because that's where these lines are to mark the like 0, 10, 20 or whatever, right? So number of students. And then right here, we're going to put our 3 different sports. We have baseball, soccer, and basketball. Okay, now looking here at these numbers, we're going to have to decide what to count by. Counting by ones is not going to work, right? We don't have 60 lines. We can count by twos. I don't think we have 30 lines here. That's not going to work. We could do maybe fives. Let's see, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, not quite. What about tens? 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah, I think tens is the best way to go. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay. Our first one goes to 35, and I'm looking and I don't see a 35. What do we do? Well, like I was saying before, you just have to go with like a halfway point, right? So 35 is halfway between what? 30 and 40. So I'm going to move my pencil to this point, or my pen, to halfway between this 30 line and the 40 line. And I'm going to draw right here. And then I'm going to bring it down like so. Color that in. And it's a little less clear than if you can see the numbers, but it's pretty obvious we don't have quite 40 people who prefer baseball. Next, soccer, we're going to go to the 60 and over to the soccer space. Down. Color it in. And then last, we have basketball going over to the 40 line and all the way above the word basketball. Draw that line down and connect. Great. So now you can see the most common is soccer, and basketball is a little bit more common than baseball. All right, you guys, great job today. Join me next time when we talk about comparison problems with pictographs and bar graphs. Excuse me. All right, bye-bye, everybody. Thanks.